after morning low clouds and fog. Highs in the mid-60s to lower 70s. The coastal waters forecast for the following are the waters from Santa Cruz Island to San Clemente Island to 60 nautical miles offshore to Huntington Nicholas Island. Small craft advisory in effect from this afternoon through Thursday afternoon.
It's Wednesday, June 27th. I'm here at the West End Gun Club. It's just after 5:30. It's already light out. Should have came here earlier to make it before the sunlight came out to get already set up because I still got to go to work after this. So I know because it's right now in summer, it means the sun is coming out a lot earlier, and I think sun up was listed as 5:40, but obviously the sun is technically not up over the horizon yet, but there's still plenty of light to shoot, so I'll take that into account in my planning. But anyway, I'm going to start getting my gear set up. There's already people floating in, but they're all using the back bays. But I want to do some testing today, which is why I came out to the range. That's why I want to do a range session before work. Haven't been to the range in almost a month, a little bit over a month. So let's get to it. I haven't been to the range so long that I forgot to check the weather report, but it is just a little breezy. I would say maybe 4 to 5 miles an hour of wind, not even that, less than that. It's a little bit chilly, but it's gonna get hot today. So it's about, I would say about 60 degrees right now. Chilly for SoCal in the summer. Anyway, the reason why I'm out here is because I want to do some testing, not necessarily load testing, although I do have some Reloader 16 loads, and I'm splitting the difference between a couple of charges that I tested a couple range sessions ago. But the real reason I'm out here is because of the chronographs. One, for those that don't know, LabRadar finally released the firmware update to enable the Bluetooth capabilities of the LabRadar, because the LabRadar actually have Bluetooth built in. It's just never activated. There was never any software inside that would let you use it. So they finally activated that. It was released maybe 2 weeks ago, and so I know some people have already tested it and they've had their own feedback on it. They've actually released They actually released an update after they did the initial app download for the iOS store to fix a couple font problems. But I haven't shot with this setup yet, the Bluetooth, so you can connect your app on the phone to that to control it. I personally don't care about it, but all these guys claim that they feel it's necessary for them. So what, I guess you use it however you want, however you use your LabRadar. So we'll test that today. And this deal, which you see here, this funky deal is a Wiser Precision Magnetospeed Mount. It'll fit pick rail and Arca Swiss. Right now I have it set up for the Arca Swiss. I bought it for that, so it'll do both. But I saw this the same day that I published my article on the review of the Masterpiece Arms Magnetospeed chassis mount. And if you saw my range vlog, 2 range vlogs ago, you saw that it fit on the spigot mount, and it just went over forward, and it didn't utilize the strap mechanism of the Magnetospeed. This Wiser Precision does, which is a little bit disappointing. When I saw this online, I thought it was interesting, but I didn't really look too detailed into how it functioned. I just said, hey, that looks cool, let me try it. So I ordered one. And when I got it, I realized, okay, it requires a strap mechanism, so I had to reinstall the strap. Just read through the manual, there's diagrams online. But basically the way it's designed is it can actually adjust like up and down, so you can quickly take this thing off and put on another gun, and then just adjust it as you need to for vertical. And as far as the way it fits on the gun in terms of canting of this little device here, I'll do close-ups later, and I'm gonna obviously write a review on this whole thing and publish it on my blog. But there's this this deal that holds the magnetospeed to this carbon fiber tube that can cant, and it's freely canting, right? And you can slide it back and forth to adjust it however you need to for the given gun. Immediately when I broke it out of the box, I thought, hey, you know what, this is kind of, it's not ideal. You kind of want a clamp here or something to secure this, or a set screw so it doesn't slide. And they actually released, the day I received it, or 2 days after I received this in the mail, they sent out an email to all the people who purchased this thing and said, hey, you know, we got some feedback, and people with Magnum firearms, Magnum chamberings, they had a problem with this thing sliding back and forth and moving. And so they said, oh, we're going to give you guys an upgrade to this sleeve here that connects the magnetospeed to the tube. And actually received this yesterday, and it's basically the same type of deal, but with a clamp mechanism. Because I showed this thing to my dad. He's like, yeah, why did they put a clamp on here? And that's what I was thinking. Why don't you put a clamp or set screw? And we were thinking about putting a hose clamp around here just to kind of grip it a little bit more, but they came up with this deal with just a clamp built in. It's just got a threaded knob that will add tension to the sleeve. Anyway, I'm going to try it as is right now because I want to see how it functions with a 6mm Creedmoor to see if it really does have sliding issues and whether or not. I'm almost positive this clamp is the best way to go, but I want to shoot it as is. I think I've already got a tune set up correctly, but I'm going to go ahead and double check, so I'm going to shoot the bayonet. But let's get this all connected. And ideally, well, not ideally, but in all the examples I saw on the pre-release videos, they put it on the chassis, right? But since I have the spigot mount, I'm going to go ahead and mount it to the spigot mount. It's already there. Why not use it, right? So we're going to go ahead and attach that to the Arca Swiss. We'll just run it down. And then there's this deal on the side where I can actually put the display. You just kind of shove it in there. It's just held in by tension. So you can actually put the display in here. So you can have this all in one unit, right? Type deal. And there's no one online. This is empty. And you can kind of see here that it'll hold it. So if you're running and gunning, you won't want to run and gun with this thing. But if you were going to move the rifle, you can have it all set up and not have to worry about the display hanging off and whatnot. So we'll go ahead and wire this all up. Connect the display. And I'm going to use the tension, the cable that does the self tensioning or whatever, so I don't have all the cable running around. Not really a fan of this deal, but whatever. So it looks like it did move during transport. That's the one thing, is like now I have it all set up. No, it's not. It's about level. So if you look here, you're gonna watch me kind of tweak it. I can actually rotate it slightly if I add tension to it. But we're also gonna check the height, because last thing you want to do is shoot the bayonet, right? So we're going to go ahead and make sure that we're under the bore line, and we're good to go on that. So we're not going to shoot the thing. And the way this whole strap's set up, it uses a strap mechanism, and that's all tension based. It's about as tight as I want to go before I try to fracture anything. I guess you can't really crack anything. It's fiberglass, from what I understand. But I question whether or not this thing will move up and down with recoil and vibration like the Magnetospeed, because it can freely move, so you can quickly adjust it. So it would suck if it moved up while you're shooting and you never realized it, and finally it just went up just enough and you finally shot the bayonet. But again, we're testing this. We'll see how it goes. Okay, restarting the phone. For some reason my Bluetooth isn't connecting to the LabRadar. That's why I don't like Bluetooth in general. And plus I got some, if you look at my blog, you'll see that I installed an S-Pod Bantam into my Jeep. And so that has Bluetooth connectivity, so I connected that up to my phone. So it's a lot of garbage now you're connecting to your phone. And so I got my Kestrel. All right, let's see if this thing hooks up. Still not finding the LabRadar. Disconcerting. Oh, Bluetooth wasn't even on. Jeez. Restarted and the Bluetooth didn't come on. All right, one more time here. Okay, refresh. There we go. I think it's popping. Maybe. There you go. All right, now it's connecting. Finally, so now we can connect my LabRadar, and so it actually loads the series that's already on memory, so it transfers all that data from your memory to your phone, which is interesting. A lot of people want to be able to see the data on their phone as well, but you can actually arm it from the device, so you don't have to touch it now. I've already set up a new series, so I'm going to press the arm, so now my LabRadar is armed. Then I have all this set up, and we're going to go ahead and shoot. So I got my Magnetospeed running on this Wiser Precision Mount, and I got the LabRadar up. We're gonna shoot a couple Fowler rounds, even though this is dirty, but I got some Peterson brass loads that I want to shoot up anyway, so I can reload it. Kind of prop the iPhone up so you can see it. Hopefully it's in focus. We'll find out after the video is edited. But we're gonna go ahead and shoot 41.2. I got 4 rounds left of this, 4350. But just doing this to show you how this all works. But right now it's not armed anymore, so I'll just press the arm on the bottom. Pretty easy. So I don't have to touch the LabRadar. Some guys are complaining, hey, you know what? I don't want to have to reach over and touch my LabRadar. It's like, I guess. I don't know. Shooters are finicky. They have their own way of how they want to do things. But personally, I don't care about reaching over the LabRadar to operate it. But anyway, we'll shoot left to right here. It's kind of getting a little breezy. And okay, we're on target. So you can see, reading 3,100 feet per second. It's nice to have this, I guess for some people, to have that displayed on their phone. So 3,100 feet per second, 3,113 on the Magnetospeed. $31.07. I'm not going to bother to write the rest of this down. I just need the first one written down for indexing on my notes, just in case I forget what's what. And phone went to display went to sleep. That's the one thing you got to worry about when you're using this thing is your whatever smart device or app device you're going to use with the LabRadars, that thing is going to want to go to sleep, so you might want to adjust the display settings. $31.06, 31.18 on the Magnetospeed, about 12 feet per second difference. But it seems like this Wiser Precision Mount is working pretty well, I guess. $31.12, that jumped higher. $31.26 on the Magnetospeed. But there you go. That's 4 rounds left over of 41.2. I'll write this down in my notes here. 2 rounds, 4 rounds, 6 rounds total today. But as you can see, that's pretty much how it works. Fairly self-explanatory. And if you want to disarm it, go ahead and just say disarm. Then it'll, I guess, do its little deal. And then you can look at your previous series. I have a bunch there. Series details. Like this is the last series shot, 143. 4 rounds. You can tell that's you can see that there's extreme spread of 12, standard deviation of 5.1. Average is 3091. Oh, no, sorry, that's the V30 speed. Where is the average, actually? Oh, there it is, 3106 the average, duh. So sorry, 3106 average, 312 high, 3100 low, extreme spread of 12, standard deviation of 5.1. The Wiser Precision Mount, this display deal here, it's kind of cool, but the thing is, if you press like right here, it's gonna kind of move, so you kind of have to hold behind it to make sure that the display doesn't pop out. I was gonna put some Velcro strap around this, you know, self-wrap, but I forgot to locate it in the house. But as you can see here, I'm kind of struggling with it, but I'm gonna archive the series, press any button. Technically the display will hold with this plug. It won't pop out fully because the plug will hold it in place. So it's sort of a safety, but when you're trying to operate, it's kind of annoying. Let's go ahead and get a new series up on the LabRadar. I'll press to arm it. I will admit, the Bluetooth capabilities that it now has is kind of handy. I just wish they had a pin feature that it requires you to pair up your device with a pin so that only your device can pair with it. Because I'm not saying that this will happen, but it could happen. Some ass clown at the range will connect your LabRadar and decide, you know, to be a dick and just delete your data off your LabRadar if he has the LabRadar app on his phone. Not saying that would happen, but it could. You know, I work in information security, so I know people will do stupid things. You're not seeing me on camera, but sometimes I take pauses when I'm shooting, especially when I'm shooting by myself on the main line, because I'll instinctively check my left side and the right side to make sure no one else has decided to come to the range, like I didn't hear them with my earplugs on, and is trying to walk out. I don't want, obviously, not a good thing if somebody tries to walk out while I'm in live fire. So occasionally I'll take a look to my left before I take a shot. At my old range, inland fishing game, that happened one time. It was a quiet day at the range. I think it was a weekday actually, and I never usually shot there on weekdays. I think I had the day off. But I was shooting my service rifle when I was still competing service rifle. And I think I was in prone or sitting, so the guy couldn't see me because we have benches, concrete benches. But we were in live fire, obviously, and we have a range officer working the line, so you know for a fact that when the range is hot or cold. But the guy just started walking out when I was in my sitting or prone position, ready to take a shot. I was chambered up. And then I just see the guy maybe roughly 20 yards downrange, like at my, let's say at my 10 o'clock. He just came in my field of view, in my sight picture, or my peripheral. And I was like, what the hell are you doing, man? We're on like live fire. So I had to yell at him, and the range officer saw what was going on. And he gave that guy a talking to. But since we have no range officer at this range right now, it's gotta be self-policing here. As far as safety, well, it should always be self-policing as far as safety. Everyone's a range safety officer. Should always be on the lookout. I took a break to cut a standalone video for the Wiser Precision overview, but wanted to just go and show that the fact that the sleeve actually did move. It canted clockwise if you're behind the gun, so it did turn this way. So obviously the original sleeve design is not that. It obviously has the flaws that I noticed when I opened it up. but you can see here it does move. I did loosen it up a little bit though, just to, from the other standalone video, for the standalone video, but I can tension up the knob here, and you can still see that it does have play here. It'll move back and forth during, it can move back and forth during recoil, and it may slide forward. But sorry, trying to hold the camera and hold the devices here, but here's the replacement sleeve. I believe this is, yeah, that's the top. So I think you can do it either way. Probably have the clamp, yeah, on this side. But here you can see that they have a clamp mechanism which should provide the tension that you need to keep it from either going back and forth, or in my situation here, turning clockwise, counterclockwise. So I'm gonna go ahead and just wire or connect this all, reconfigure it, and shoot a couple more rounds before I have to head out and get home and then dump all my gear and get to work. So let's swap this out and do a couple more test rounds. So one cool thing about the Wiser Precision Mount is like you can kind of just take it off like that, and it seems fairly sturdy. You can probably transport it like this in your car. Granted, you kind of don't want to bump it around. But we're gonna go ahead and get the strap reconfigured here with the new sleeve with the clamp mechanism. But you're probably gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna include this entire video, but you're not gonna be able, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera because I don't have it all close in a close-up, but basically you're just gonna remove this tension mount here to uninstall. This tension knob, for those who are not familiar with the Magnetospeed, but basically this knob holds the strap mechanism in place. Take off the knob, take out, kind of bump the strap off the deal here, and I'm gonna have to, how do I have this rigged up? Oh, I'm probably gonna have to take it off the adjustment clamp here. I'm trying to remember how it all set up. I don't have instructions here. So I'm gonna go ahead and thread that off. Let's keep this like this so I don't lose track. Then we're gonna slide the sleeve off, have the clamp ready, new sleeve here, and I'm gonna want to run the clamp on this side, I think. I think that's how I'm gonna wanna run this. Oh crap, it's too tight. Oh. Okay. Yeah, the fact that it's taking me this much effort to sleeve it over means it probably won't move. See, they definitely adjusted, they overcompensated on their how loose it is, but I guess that's a good thing. So now it's hard to adjust. It will be hard to adjust. It's sharp edges on the fiberglass here. All right. Okay. Let's get the clamp back on. It's sharp edges on the fiberglass here. All right. Okay. Let's get the clamp back on. To be honest, I think they should have kept the same diameter of the sleeve, but just added the clamp. But they changed the diameter of the sleeve, and it looks like it's too tight because it's wedged out. It's not very level, and so frankly, I don't know if the clamp's actually even needed. It's not even threading in straight, which is I'm gonna have to talk about. Yeah. Okay. Well, that sucker's in there tight. I mean, I'll have to loosen this up because I need to adjust, but crap, now I forgot how I threaded this on. Tracks go on there, so it's gonna have to, I believe this is how it's set up. Yep. Then we have the strap mechanism here. So I've got the Wiser Precision Mount with the new clamp sleeve. It's a pain in the ass to get it on, but go ahead and shoot some rounds. The rest of this Peterson brass that I've got, or sorry, Peterson brass loads that I have, so I can actually reload the batch. I got a new string started here. If I can find my notepad, possibly my pen, we'll start shooting. Oh, it's on the ground. Actually, I won't delete this series. I'll just continue on. Continue on series 144. That'll work. So I guess in that regards, it was easier to use the Bluetooth capabilities to get that, to adjust all that instead of having to go to the Magnetos or to the LabRadar and adjust everything there. It's pretty quick to use the Bluetooth and the Smart app. It's getting sunny out there. I should wear my sunglasses, but I think I can shoot this group without issue. Let's go clockwise. I'll go left to right now, down and right to left. Make sure no one's on the range. Okay, good. Put on my sunglasses. It's getting bright out there. But we're gonna shoot about, let's try to shoot 10 rounds. I gotta shoot a couple. The first few rounds I'll probably shoot off group because we're switching powders. I was shooting 4350. Now we're gonna run some reloader 16. So the first couple rounds will help coat that barrel. So the first few rounds of data on this string should be okay, but it could have a different point of impact from the rest of the rounds. So I'm gonna shoot bottom center on my targets. Checking my left side, nobody's here. Level out the gun. So write this down. Just for notes, 3084, sorry, 30, so 3084, 3095 on the Magnetospeed. Whoa, 3053, that dropped. That's interesting. So what first shot was 3084, now we're looking at 3053. Interesting. We'll have to adjust. This might be just the barrel getting that new coat of powder over it. Yeah, now we're back to 3067, so I think that reloader 16 needed a fouler round when switching Sorry, my barrel needed to foul around after that powder change. Yep, data's looking good. It's around 3058. So that first round will probably need to be chucked out of the data when I redo the calculations. But right now this should be 40.4 grains of reloader 16 with a 105 burger and alpha brass CCI BR4s. One little quirk with this Bluetooth, if your phone goes to sleep, it's gonna, and wakes back up, it takes a few seconds to try to reattach or re-get, you know, for your app to reconnect to the LabRadar. So, could be annoying to some people. Just a slight quirk. So I'll shoot 5 rounds here on the last target I have. Taking a hike out there, grab my target. It's already a little bit past 7, so I need to get going. Goal is to get out of here by 7:30 so I can get home around 8, take a quick shower and get to the office before 9. All in all, well, I'll do a little summary on the way out to the target. Wiser Precision Mount seems okay. Obviously the initial clamp or sleeve they came up with needed that clamp mechanism that they added after the fact. Adjustability, it's harder now that they added that clamp mechanism and they adjusted the diameter of that sleeve. It's way tighter on the carbon fiber tube. And but I'm gonna do a write-up. I need to. I'll post a lot of photos and I'll do an actual write-up to give opinions on the Wiser Precision Mount. Now, as far as the Bluetooth mechanism, I think that functions fairly well, actually, surprisingly enough. Am I going to use it? Probably. I mean, I didn't really care for Bluetooth, but I didn't really need it. But now that you have it, might as well take advantage of it. I think a lot of guys are more excited about it than I am, but I think it works. It's actually a nice added feature of the LabRadar, especially that they dropped the price, or they had a sale on it recently. I think the sale's over, but they took $50 off. Regular price is still $560. I'm not sure if you can find better deals online. You might be able to get maybe 5 or 10% off if you can shop around, but I still think LabRadar is a great chronograph, especially now that you have Bluetooth. It's more of a selling point for most people. But anyway, we're at the target. Try to switch hands here, get out of the sun. So, the first 2 rounds of the day, that's just, I don't know, some random H4350 with some Peterson brass. There's more Peterson brass. I think it was a 4-shot group. This is a 10-shot aggregate here. It's about 1 inch, and it got kind of sloppy. And then that's another, the same load, 410 of 4350, I think. Dropped 1 shot, that's what I was looking at. It looked kind of, I don't know how I dropped that low, but the rest of the group is right there. 10-shot aggregate of reloader 16, that's 40.4. Got really sloppy. So I decided to shoot a 5-round group, and there's some left to right there, but that's 5 rounds. There's 3 rounds to the left, 2 rounds to the right. I know that's me. I just been getting a little sloppy on the gun because I'm just trying to get out of here. But anyway, let's pick this up, pack up the gear. This may not be in focus. I got the continuous focus working on backlit, so it might have issues. So if it's not in focus, I apologize. But this is a closing segment. It's almost 7:30. I was trying to get out of here at 7:30, so I need to get all my gear packed up and get out of here. I got stopped, or I was talking to a guy who was rolling into the range. He thought I was somebody he already knew, but we were just talking because he's a DEA agent, so just kind of talking about some long rifle stuff because he's trying to get into that. But anyway, summary: Bluetooth LabRadar. I think it works great. If you don't have a LabRadar and the reason why you didn't want to buy it is because it didn't have Bluetooth, well, now you have no excuse. Go ahead and get a LabRadar because it has Bluetooth capabilities ready to go. If you have a LabRadar but don't have Bluetooth working because you haven't upgraded, go to the LabRadar website, download the new firmware, install, get this app for your phone, you're good to go. I had some issues early this morning with the Bluetooth connectivity, but I had to restart my phone because the Bluetooth was just acting up. But after that was ironed out, it works fine. I do have 2 spare phones. I have like an iPhone 6 that I use for the gym. It's like, you know, it's got the scratched up screen a little bit, but it's a 6 Plus. I could use that here, or I have an old iPhone 5. That was my dad's old phone. I upgraded him to a 6 and then to a 10. Don't know what happened to a 6. I think I sold a 6. I have no idea what happened to that one. But he might have another 6. But I have his old 5, which is great because actually I had his battery replaced under warranty because there was some kind of fault with the battery on that thing. And the screen is immaculate. So I can actually use that. And the battery is great, or it still works. It has good life on it. So I can probably use that for here. Just for my LabRadar, I can commit it to this and not have to use my actual phone. Just so you can have a standalone device for the LabRadar. But anyway, the Wiser Precision Mount, I'm just going to take a look at it. I think it works fine. Obviously, I used it as is, as received when it first was shipped out. So that sleeve definitely was a problem, and they addressed that with the new sleeve. But the new sleeve is way tight. I think they machined it. They kind of overcompensated for how loose the original one was. But I'm going to include that in my write-up, and I'm probably going to shoot him some feedback because I think the guy asked me, because I told him, hey, man, I just ordered your mount, and I told him that I used the Masterpiece arms, and I'm interested in using his mount on my gun. But I'm going to shoot him some feedback maybe after I do my write-up, because I just kind of want to be honest on my write-up. And again, full disclosure, I pay for the mount. It's not like I got it for free or any got a discount. A lot of people wonder why I don't review more things. It's because I actually buy that stuff. I use my own money. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't ask for like discounts, or I don't ask for test like samples. When I test something, it's because I bought it. And so I try to keep my reviews honest. I don't want to be too harsh unless I need to be. And so whenever I write up a review and I have criticisms, it's usually because, I mean, that's just how it is. And if I think it's good, I'll say I think it's good. I don't nitpick I may nitpick on certain things. I may not nitpick on other things that people would nitpick about. So again, reviews are all subjective, right? I mean, I'm not going to be totally 100%, accurate to your perspective. Like, I might not fit your perspective, but I'm just trying to present to you my opinions as I see them, like with regards to whatever I'm reviewing. But anyway, Wiser Precision, I'm going to have a write-up on this hopefully in the next couple weeks. And, but yeah, just right now, I think it's probably better than the Masterpiece Arms mount. Even if I had all Masterpiece Arms chassis, I think it might be slightly better in some regards with how it all functions, especially when you got the built-in display mount on there. I think it's better. Now, if you're talking about a wide variety of guns, then definitely the Wiser Precision is the way to go, because the Masterpiece Arms mount is only for Masterpiece Arms chassis. This will work on anything that supports pick rail, so pick rail or Arca Swiss. Anyway, that's pretty much it. It's definitely getting later than I expected. I need to get out of here. So today is Wednesday, June 27th here at the West End Gun Club. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next range vlog. Interesting. I had it connected at home, so I know it works. Question is, why isn't it connecting now?
Well, let's restart the phone.